What's going on, everybody? It is I, the romantic funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and it is another episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius, and that would be me, your host. Got a really nice show tonight. It's going to be another great episode, but it's always cool when you can bring people that you've known them for a minute. So I know this one's going to be really mellow. This young lady's not going to cause me any problems. There's gonna be no stress. The interview I know is gonna be nice, but then again, I hadn't talked to her in a while, so maybe she's changed a little bit. So let's see what happens. But before we get going, again, I want to let you know, you guys, when you pop on, thank you for coming on. I need you to share this right away. Share this live, and so that your friends can see it, and your friends of the friends and the friends can see it. Because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good tonight. I had a really nice day. Got some things done productively, and watched a few episodes of one of my favorite shows now. And I'm looking forward to this interview tonight. So I see people popping in, and it's going to be an awesome show. So tonight, really quickly, who I have? Oh gosh, let me see. How do I describe her? She can actually hear me because she's sitting in the green room, so she's cheesing and smiling. So I can a friend, a supporter. Uh, in her own right, she's a businesswoman, entrepreneur. I guess you can give her that title. She works with young people, which is something I love about folks who give their time, and we'll talk to her about that. And then we'll find out some more about her. Like I've never really had a deep conversation with her about the love stuff, so I'll be getting in her business a little bit tonight to find out what's going on and what she feels. I think she thinks it's going to be really nice and sweet and easy. But when the second half of the show comes up, we'll see what's going on. So you know me, 2 minutes in, I'm ready to go. No need to hesitate or delay anymore. Welcome. I believe she's in. Shake your head if you're in DC. Yes, yes. So she's live from DC tonight. You guys, please welcome Les Frasier. How you doing, sweetie?
Hey, everybody. I am doing wonderful, kind of, sort of, because I'm a little under the weather, not corona, but yeah, but I'm not feeling my best, but come on here because there's so much that I have to talk about. First, if you see these Sankofa birds behind me, right? So that's the company that I co-founded with since 1995, since the Million Man March, actually.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute, Les. Hold on, wait. I didn't even ask you a question yet.
Okay.
You just
I'm
taking
just
over.
going in. You told me to go in, right?
No, I told you I'd bring you in. And then,
Okay.
yeah, I got to ask my questions first. You just ready.
Okay,
You,
I'm ready.
you
I'm
trying to
ready.
rush and get away from me that quick? You got to get on. We're going to get to that stuff. This is one of those easy, mellow, relaxed type situations. It's not
Okay.
like a business interview. It's very easy.
Very informed.
Yeah. Very,
Okay.
yeah, we got let's moonwalk. At least I'm glad to know that you're ready though.
I'm
So
ready. I stay ready.
well, because I got to start from the beginning because a lot of folks who follow me, they may not know you. So
Okay.
we gotta give them that information first, and then we'll get into all that stuff since you're ready. All right, we got a whole hour.
We got a whole
Okay,
hour.
watch this. I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna take you out, bring you back in. All right, y'all. I'm gonna bring her back to the studio. Please welcome Les Page. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm
Allow me to introduce myself.
yes. So Les, we've known each other for a minute, and we chit chat every now and then. Like, hey, how you doing on social
Yeah.
media, just to kind of keep up with each other. But now I felt like it was time, yeah, because you're doing things, which we'll get to in a second. But
Okay.
before we get to that, tell the folks who you are, like where you're from, and all that good stuff. Give them a little background.
Sure. Les Frasier. I'm originally from New England, Massachusetts, Springfield, 413 represent the Basketball Hall of Fame. Um, Spent a lot of time in New York, and I love New England. What can I say? I came down here, oh my gosh, years ago to finish school. I went to Maryland. I'm a Terrapin.
Okay.
And yeah, went to grad school there and, just fell in love with the DC area, and I've been here ever since. So what can I say?
Yeah, I don't want it to. I don't want this to slide in while we're talking. So I'm gonna ask you first, since you
Okay.
mentioned Maryland and DC. Are you? Do you have an NFL team that you support?
I'm gonna be hated for this, but yes,
Probably.
yes, I have been a Cowboys fan
Oh
because
no, that's
I've been a
me.
Cowboys fan since I've been 3.
There you go. Well,
Hey, what can I say? You
you
know,
got me. I've been a Cowboy fan since I was 7 years old. Nah, you
that's
good.
what's
You
up,
straight.
right?
You
So,
straight.
hey, what can
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. Cool. So now you said you
Mhm.
went to Maryland. What did you go to school for?
I went to school. I got my MBA at Maryland, and do a lot of economics and finance and stuff like that. But I found passion in other areas.
Hmm.
I always love to give back and volunteer time and give to my community. So yeah, so that's what I like to
All
do.
right, cool, cool, and it's I guess it's kind of working for you because you have your own type of business things
Yes.
going on. All right, so
Yeah.
now now you can mention what's behind you on the wall. Let's jump into that at the moment now. Yes.
Yeah, so I own a consulting company called Project Safe, but I'm also co-founder of Sankofa Apparel. You see the Sankofa birds behind me, right? So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, so I was saying that company was founded in 95, around when the Million Man March occurred. Um, it represents socially conscious fashion, right?
Okay.
Is more. That's the key slogan. Less, meaning me, is more.
That's
And
cute.
if you see my shirt here, right? So, of course, with the recent election and things of that nature, you guys have to go on wokeaf.shop because that's where all these socially conscious shirts are. Kamala, this is one of them. A myriad of different shirts on there. 46 by Don.
Mhm.
44 is greater than 45, free-ish, you name it, eracism, we have it all for men, women, premier stuff, aka shout out to Deltas, everybody, we're representing for men, women, everything. So it's very important that, we kind of push this agenda because especially in the times that we're living in now, right? So
Right. Right. Now,
and
are you? So you design? You come up with the designs or the slogans and or whatever. Do you actually you physically do this, or you just come up with them up here and go, hey, buy the or this and that, and then someone drops it down.
Me and my partner, we definitely shout out to Mr. Watkins. We definitely kind of it's a collaborative effort where we just think about ideas and put them to paper, and voila, there's a T-shirt that says comma LA as pronounced because a lot of people don't know how to pronounce
No,
Kamala.
they act like they don't know how to pronounce it.
They
Right.
act like they don't know how to pronounce it, but
Yeah.
they pronounce it. So yeah, definitely check out the site. And if you go on the site today, you get a discount if you use the code word Hollywood. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna make sure we're gonna repeat that later
Oh
on
yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
everybody
Okay,
loves
that shop.
everybody
That's the ticket. That's the
loves
ticket
it.
piece of sales. And we need to see all this represent and represent people. And like I said, it's socially conscious. So less is more and get your t-shirts.
Right now, is this something? Obviously, is this something that you're gonna? What's your long term goal for the apparel company and all that?
Oh, definitely. Again, any socially conscious message that you can think of, we definitely can produce. So it's always important to represent the culture. And
Mhm.
so long term, we're going to be here for a very long time. It kind of ties in to the consulting and nonprofit that I have that are with the youth because it's always about giving back, right?
Mhm.
So absolutely, whatever I do in life, it kind of ties into each other. And so, yeah.
Okay. Someone says I'm going to be reading the comments back and forth from the page. So Randolph
Okay.
says, place the link. We will support. So you could actually, if you want to put that in there, you can put that in there and leave a comment, and
Oh,
you should be able
absolutely. I'm
to.
going to put woke AF on there. Woke
Yeah.
AF
Yeah.
so everybody can get their t-shirts, no
Right,
doubt.
right. So and I also know that you're an advocate.
I'm sorry, what'd you
An
say?
advocate at risk
Oh yeah,
children.
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely an advocate. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about that. When did you start getting into that, and what got
Oh
you into
wow,
it?
I've been a advocate now for well over 7 years. Um, I've always had a passion to help the youth, right? To see where these kids are going, unfortunately, and try to do something. And I saw that there was like a gap and in the foster care system and just in general, right? So I've always done volunteer work with Big Brother, Big Sister. My mom used to be a social worker, so I delved into that, and so I've always felt the need to try to help people. So try to help as much as I can. And hence the socially conscious t-shirts as well,
Right,
right? So
right.
everything is kind of like a woven thread for me. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, is there an equal balance to that? Is one more, not more important, but one more focused? Because I know the apparel, the clothing thing is a thing, but are you doing a lot of stuff down in the DC area with the kids?
Oh, absolutely. So I was a court appointed special advocate, still am actually, for, like I said, the past 7 years now. So I deal a lot with the children in foster care. So that's the mission. And my organization, my nonprofit organization and my consulting company does give training and classes on workforce development to help, incorporate these young adults back into society the right way, So,
Right. That can be kind of it's a rough thing, but it's definitely needed. Yes, I applaud you. You know, I've
yeah,
throughout my years through college working with young people in the system, and it's crazy. So
it is.
what
It is.
you still like you said you always like to help people, but what was it that actually got you into it? What was the day when you said, "Look, I got to do something"? Was it a specific event that triggered you, or it's just overall? What was that?
Well, I noticed that there is a gap, right? And so, not blaming anyone, not blaming social workers, attorneys, or anything like that, but you tend to see that there's kids that are good kids that just fall through the cracks. And
Hmm.
so I was working with this one lady and young lady in particular, and I saw that she just was crying out for help. She just didn't know how, and she didn't get the attention that she needed. I mean, there's so many kids in foster care and being neglected and overlooked. And unfortunately, their social workers have a huge caseload, their attorneys and so forth. So I was able to kind of, be that advocate for her and speak up for her. So that kind of, changed the tide a little bit for me. And I was like, oh, I see where the gap is, and let me try to do something about it and make a change. So that's what I did.
Right. And if people would like to try to find out what you're doing down there as far as this is concerned, is there somewhere you could send them a website or
Oh
something like that?
yeah, they can definitely go to Project Safe Consultants um, at gmail.com. Definitely. And I'll put that in the chat. I will also put the Woke AF shop in the chat as well. So everybody could know where to contact me and so forth. And I love to garner more people in to be advocates or even at least do something with my nonprofit to help out and try to get these kids on the right track. So yeah, I'll definitely put that in the chat.
Yeah. What's one of the most difficult things that you have experienced with trying to do for the youth? Or do the resistance of maybe some people or just maybe some personal things within yourself? I mean, again, I used to work at a treatment center and it was like
Yeah.
you can't bring it home with you. But yeah, there's no way that you can't. You know what I mean? So it
Oh,
was
there's
a lot of
there's
personalized stuff.
absolutely no way, right?
Right.
I mean, it becomes personal to a degree, right? It does become personal, and you feel you just feel the need to want to help, right? Because you see that everybody wants love in some
Hmm.
capacity, right? Everybody wants to feel wanted, everyone wants to feel loved, and not feeling like that can give you a sense of hopelessness or helplessness. And so just being an ear, just being there to help guide a person, I think that makes all the difference in the world. I mean, I've seen it, I've seen it done. I've dealt with kids with different disabilities, learning challenges, and mental health issues. So it could be a lot. It could be a lot. They just
Right.
have the right balance and the right people in their corner so they can get the help that they need.
Yeah, I want to say what's up to my brother Ramrock. Good evening, my brother. I love the positive vibes you always put out. Thank you for supporting, man, and being here. Les, if there
Uh-huh.
was a group of young people watching the show,
Uh-huh.
young men and women, boys and or girls, what would you say to them today? I mean, they're first of all being in the system, but the second of all being young today. I think it's a little bit tougher, just a little bit tougher than when we was coming up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
what would your advice
right.
be to them today?
That there's hope. I would say that there's hope. Like it is a different time. Like, and I get that too because a lot of the younger generations like, oh, Les, you don't understand. And I'm like, no, I get it. I get it. But I believe that there's hope, despite
Right.
everything that we've been through. We know now that what we're going through, right? We're going through COVID, the election. We're going through things, right? And it affects all of us. So I would just say that there's hope, and we see that things can change. So I would say that hold on to hope. Find someone that you could trust, someone that you could rely on, someone that is consistent, and there's help out there. There is. There's help. So
Yeah.
don't be hopeless.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of DC, look, I ain't gonna call no names, but come January 20th, y'all got a job to do down there. If the tenant that's in I can't say right because this is gonna be on and whatever. But
I
yeah,
got it.
y'all brothers and sisters and everybody. I'm talking about every culture when I say brothers and sisters. If
Yeah.
there's a slowdown of trying to get out that y'all need to go down there and handle your business in DC.
Oh, we got this.
Don't have us from New York come down. You know how we do.
No, listen, I already know. I already know. I spent summers in Jackson Heights. I know, right? So um no, we know what we need to do. And I think we showed up, right? I think we showed up. I need anybody who's from Atlanta listening right now, y'all better go to
Right.
those schools right now,
Yep.
okay? But I think we showed up and we want different. We want something that's more representation of all of us here, right? So, like you said, all brothers, all sisters. So,
Yeah, so let me ask you a question, and I'm not into the political stuff, but I just gotta ask
okay.
you a question. What do you think was the problem 4 years ago? Do you think America just really needed to see we needed this example for us to get on our P's and Q's, or you know what, maybe we don't want this to happen or why couldn't we have this result back then? It took him being in to do all the things that just kind of show and prove. So some people say this was needed for us to wake up, but I don't think it was
Oh,
needed.
no, it was a time for us to reset because I think um the last election prior to, I think a lot of people were upset. A lot of people were upset. Unfortunately, let's be real. Like there's a black man in the White House. How absurd is that,
Right?
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 I think there's a few anomalies that go into it. First, that then people got lazy and people got comfortable, and then there were a lot of people who didn't vote. They just didn't vote, and so no vote was a vote in the other direction, right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
there were a lot of things, and people were frustrated. They assumed things were going to change in the government, and things weren't changing, I guess, fast enough for people. So they didn't think that there was any real change. And so, unfortunately, we got set in a situation where, you know, I think we needed to reset.
It was a hard lesson to
It's a
learn,
hard lesson.
a
Yeah.
hard lesson to learn, but
Yeah.
obviously we can get out of it with a little bit of skin still on. It didn't take all the skin and scathe us all, but it's just crazy. One of my things was like you said, well, we got to get this brother out the white. Well, he was going anyway. He was going to
Yeah.
be going. It wasn't like he could go. I just think the thing was, oh no, we don't want a woman now. We don't have a brother.
Right.
We don't want a woman because
Right.
they are so unstable and she's crooked and all this 30-day stuff. It was a whole bunch of crap that
It
was
was
sold.
a bunch of crap. Exactly. Yeah. And I think people had buyer's remorse after the fact because there were a lot of people I talked to and they're like, I don't know what I just did. Well, this is what we got and this is what we have to deal with. But I think, like I said, we needed that time to reset and look at everything and look at where we are in this country, and we're not so far removed from civil rights. People act like that was so long ago. It's
Right.
not. So,
Right.
I think the younger generation, that's why I said that there's hope. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But again, as the country continues to slowly change,
Yeah.
slowly, I'm just one of those people that are very optimistic, and I see there's some differences, but I just don't think I can't really say how much better things are if you're still fighting for the same situations are happening from years ago.
Yeah.
People can pick and choose and go, well, you know what? Women are voting, black people are voting, this and that. Yeah, but we're still being killed like we were back in the '60s and '50s. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? How much
Yeah,
change is there
absolutely.
really going on? And how can you change if you have the same people at the top running
Right.
things? That
And
has
and this is and unfortunately historically has been a problem because like when I say we, people of color will come to vote for presidential elections, but they won't vote for their state and local. And
right.
see, it's so important because who your chief of police, you know,
Mhm.
who you have in government, who you have as far as judges, all that does matter. So when we talk about civil liberties, those are the things that we need to be conscious of and to make sure that we, the people, speak on that so we can make a change. And, some people feel like they're frustrated, which is understandable, but until you vote, you can't really say anything unless you're voting. So, and it does
Right.
take a while and it is taking a while, but, just a small little glimmer of hope, then, hey, let's do it. Because we know there's strength in numbers.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. All right. And you're doing your part by your apparel and making it seen and known. I also have a movement called Enough is Enough, and it's just to try to continue to raise the voice and get people together. So, all right,
Oh,
we came out, we spoke, we did our thing. Here comes the new year, January. We'll work it out. We get out from under that. We get out, try to continue to get out from under this COVID. What do you think about? Let's tap that for a second. They do vaccine for COVID. Are
oh.
you going to take it when it becomes available for you?
Um, I will say this. I will say this. I do not want to be one of the first rounds of people to take it. However, I am not anti-vaccine because I take flu shots. I take my flu shot, right? And I remember when the flu shot first came out, and I used to work with the doctor that helped create the flu shot, and so we were talking about it, and she basically explained it to me, and so I felt comfortable enough, and knock on wood, I haven't been sick. So no flu,
Okay.
no flu anyway. So yeah, so I think that a vaccine is going to be needed, absolutely. I think there's also money in medicine. um,
Yes, of course.
I think there's money in medicine, but I think that the vaccine is going to be a good thing because I think at some point, everyone or everybody will have a touch of COVID. That's my conspiracy theory.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, my
So
conspiracy theory.
since you talked about obviously the medicines and the vaccines, you take the flu shot. How do you feel about a holistic way of healing or the natural way of healing, the eating properly and against having and taking medicines because there are same things that fruits and vegetables and certain foods and things can do, the same thing as medicines can do. Obviously, we know it's big business.
Yeah.
We know it's big business. So how do you feel about that though?
No,
Because
I totally am on board with that because just like diabetes, high blood pressure, things of that nature, you can control that by diet and exercise, right? So I think that, yes, I think if you're eating properly, you have a particular alkaline diet and things of that nature, absolutely. I do think that you could be healthy um, do I still think that you should get the vaccine if you're healthy? I mean, I don't know. I guess it would depend on a case by case basis, right? So,
Right.
but I do believe that most diseases are curable through holistic and natural remedies. Yes.
Right. Now, I just realized something. Now, I might be slow tonight because it's Friday. Or woke AF. Does that mean what I think it means?
It
Don't
sure does.
I heard you say that, but until I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute.
But we
Okay.
just say AF. That's
Well,
the term we
that's
use.
yeah,
AF.
that's how we'll keep it.
Yeah, because we need everybody to be woke, right?
Yeah, right, right. And that's see, there's ways of saying things and telling people because there's the Martin Luther King way and then there's
That's
the
right.
way. So some people need you to have a little Malcolm X in your tone
You
when you
need a
talk.
little Malcolm X sometimes.
Yeah, you can't mix it or whatever, at whatever level. Okay, I just caught that. All right, so I put that back up there. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's see, what's up, Larola, Deborah, Larry, Stevie Bird, Larry Brown. I'll put his comment up. Larry says there are black people that are taking it already. Yeah, there are black
Yeah,
and white people taking it. Yeah, one of the
yeah,
first people
yeah.
here in
There
New
are
York,
people taking it already. Yes.
the people in the
People don't
medical
mind
field.
being the first round. I don't want to be the first round of anything. That's all.
That's my point. Let me sit back.
I'm sorry. I'm not knocking it. I'm saying, hey, good. I just don't want to be, hey,
It's just too much for me. Like I people have their opinions and I'm cool with it. But one of
right.
my things is, within a year, less than a year, you done developed this thing. The flu done been around for a long time. And all these other little things that we haven't had any kind of nothings, but it's within a year. So it's a conspiracy theory in the
Yeah.
thought
No, no,
process.
no. Right.
So it's a lot of thoughts. Like you said, no, I don't want to be the first one. Let me see how long it take this one to start
Well,
limping.
get the kinks out.
Hold
Get the
on a
kinks
second.
out first.
Ain't,
Get all
I
the
don't,
kinks out.
ain't no,
FDA approved, all good folks. Yeah, just because FDA approved. No.
Is Dana one of your people? Is Dana one of your people?
Yeah, that's co-founder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Uh,
welcome, welcome to the show,
you're
Dana.
talking about FDA approved,
Yeah,
but
the FDA approves a lot of things that ain't good for you.
hello,
You
right.
found out, and I'm not knocking what that thought process is, but you can't really just go, yeah, well, the FDA approved it. Well,
No,
they approved quite a few
exactly.
things that ain't really tight for us. So we know that it's an individual thing. You do your own judgment, your own thought process, and make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody's thought. Okay, well,
Not against it, but again, yeah, we gotta see what's going on. That's all.
right, because we've been getting the shaft. The people have
Mhm.
been getting the shaft for
Much.
quite a long time with folks. So, yeah, or
Yeah.
you can just throw your little length of hair up back to the back. So good. There we go. So look, I'm about to take a break really quick, but before I take a break, tell them again. I'll put it up. And there was another one that you said we were talking about. We're working with
Project
you.
Safe. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give the email. I'll put that in the chat as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
please, everybody go get Hollywood. Please use the code Hollywood for discount on the shirts, and I will put that in the chat as well.
All right, that works. I'll throw that up there once I see it up there. We'll make it happen. And
Yeah.
in about a second, since this has been good. See how fast a half hour's going by so
I
quickly?
know, right? I
So,
mean, listen.
but we got the business part over with.
We
Now,
do, yes.
coming into the second half of the show, majority of my people that watch this show, they love the second half because now we're gonna pick your brain. We're gonna put you on the love seat and see
Okay.
your opinions on love, romance,
Okay.
relationships, intimacy,
Okay.
anything I can squeeze out of you. So, all
Let's
right.
go.
All right, so check it out, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break and come right back with more Leslie Frazier on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Stay right there.
All right.
Spell love for me, baby.
L
you spell love.
That's how I spell it. Just because you spell it differently, don't mean it means anything different. All right, y'all, welcome back to the show. She's still here. She's still sitting there, so she ain't
I'm
afraid to
still
say
sitting here in the hot seat.
it.
Let's
Now,
go.
we
I'm
gonna flip
ready.
it's the love seat now. The love seat. Show the romantic funny man. Okay, so I'm gonna do you like I do everybody else. I ain't gonna switch up. I ain't gonna make it harder. I ain't
No.
gonna make it softer. So let's start off with the first question I always ask. What is
Okay.
your definition of love, and why is it important to you?
Um, that is such a detailed question. My definition of love is it means so many things, right? But it definitely resonates to me, meaning security, unconditional, caring, kindness, respect, passionate. It's just a merit of all things good, right?
Are you asking me, or you let me
No,
know?
I'm stating that. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay. Because you said
it's
right.
a
Okay.
merit of all things good, right?
Right.
Um, love is kind, love is patient, right? Love is a beautiful thing, and I think we all have that urge to want to be loved and to love.
Sound like you was writing a song there for a second.
I know, right? I
Yeah,
need
I
to
might have
pull my pen out like I am a
to
poet, so I need to
listen.
get my
It's being
pen right.
recorded. It's being recorded, girl. We can get this going without no problem. Now, why is that important to you, though? Why is that important?
Because everybody, we are creatures that yearn for love, to be love and to give love. So I think it's important for everybody to have that in some capacity, right? Because when you talk about love, it doesn't just mean romantic, right? It could mean relation, parental, siblings. It could mean friendship. There's so many levels to love.
All right,
So
I'm gonna pull you back in though. In this segment of this show, we're talking love, romance, relationships, whatever. So you can whatever your definition is, but
yeah.
we're on that level of intimacy and everything.
Okay.
All right. So you got to. So since you said that, second one,
Mhm. Yeah.
what's your definition of romance, and why is that important to you?
Oh, I think I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love. So to me, what it means to me is just the simple things, understanding a person, knowing their love languages.
Hmm.
Because if you know a person's love languages, right, then you can fulfill that within them. And that might not be the same as your love language. So I'm just a hopeless romantic. I love love. I think it's amazing. I think it's the little things that people pay attention to. It's the little nuances that, you know, make love amazing.
Okay, now you talking about love, or you talking about romance? Now you
I'm
going back?
talking about romance too, just romance,
Okay,
because if if a person knows your love language and
all
they're
right,
doing things right to feed into that, then that's romantic to me, right?
okay, all right,
Romantic.
all right.
Because
That's good.
if a person's love language isn't flowers, so to speak, then you
That's gonna cause a problem if you
for
keep
you,
bringing
right?
flowers. No, that's important that you brought that in because it is about the love language and understanding who you were, who your what your language is, and what somebody else's is.
Absolutely. And
Because
some people
that
don't
can
know
make
what theirs are, right?
it's the truth. All right, that's the truth. All right, and I guess you said why it's important to you too in that answer in the mix because you just
Oh
enjoy
yeah.
the feeling. All right, so now let's slide and ask you since you were so good on those answers, what from 1 to 10,
Uh-huh.
where would you place yourself as far as being romantic? I'm not talking about receiving. I'm talking about giving.
10. That was
Okay,
easy.
that
A,
was easy. Part B to that
oh,
question
10.
is
A 10.
okay.
A
So
10 all day. A 10 all day. Yeah.
well, give us an example that you can share with us that would make you a 10, since it was so simple. What have you done in your lifetime in a romantic situation to make you a 10?
Well, what have I done?
Yeah.
It's not so much what I've done. It's okay. I'll say this. I know that if I'm compatible with somebody and I know what their love languages are, then I'm going to definitely feed into that. So whatever it is, I'm going to make sure that they're happy in that regard. So
You didn't give me an example. Give me an
I didn't give you an
example.
example. Okay, let
Yeah.
me think of an example. Let me think of an example.
Yeah.
If no, I'm getting real right now. Like, so if my man wants me to cook for him in a little maid uniform, if that's gonna make him happy, then hey, why not?
Hold on a second. Let me write that down. She will put on
Like,
maid outfit. She will wear maid.
I'm just, I'm just saying, just being spontaneous, doing something nice,
Okay,
and
wait. But
maybe
Les,
giving yourself.
ask me the question.
Okay, so
What if I ask me what makes me a 10? What have I done?
what makes you a 10?
Uh, I've written a song, a personal song for someone that describes who they are as I got to know them to a certain level. It was like 3 months in, I knew her colors, I knew her food, I knew her, so I wrote a song about our first date and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's what I'm talking about now. Okay, so you said you would we got the maid thing. It came out. So you actually did that, right? Did you do that?
I haven't done that, but I would do that. I
Okay.
have saved, okay, so I have saved like little mementos when I've met someone and put it in a book. I've given little cards. I love to write. So like little notes and everything. I love that. So when you said the song, that just made me think about the little, scavenger hunt things that I've done to
Right,
say,
right.
so stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's ultra romantic,
Yeah, I still got that book. I'm just kidding, folks. I don't. It wasn't me because I know you were. Oh my God, he got his ex. No, it
Oh, I
wasn't.
got the ticket when we went to the movies in 1989. I still have
And
the ticket.
you know what? I should even done that because some of them will take that and run right with it. You don't know these folks, so let's
I
let's
still got the ticket. I
let's,
got proof. I got receipts.
let's move on. See, this is exactly why I said that. Let's see. See what I'm saying? Oh, all right. So let's move on to the next one. Tell me three things that attract you to a man.
um, Intelligence, humor, um, spirituality.
Okay, those are three good
I
solids.
love a man that's spiritual. I love an intelligent man. I love to have conversation with someone who's intelligent. Like that's very sexy, like yeah, that's ultra sexy to me, right? Because if you're intelligent, you can talk about anything and you can kind of blend in any circle. And so I think that's very sexy.
You know what it sound like? It sound like you remembering a conversation you don't have with somebody because I see you smiling and you got the
I'm
little.
just smiling because I'm thinking about these questions and I'm like, wow. But that was the first thing that came to my mind. And I love someone who's spiritual. Like you have to believe in a higher being, right? You
Right.
have to believe in something greater than us.
Mhm.
And yeah, so
All
that
right.
means me. And I love someone who can make me laugh because that's important because I love to laugh. So
Girl, go ahead. I know. Give me three turnoffs now. Three turnoffs. Three things that turn you off about men.
uh, um I don't like when men just talk about themselves all the time. That's a turn off. Um, I don't like men that are not they how do I want to say this? Um, they don't know how to treat a woman. Like some basic things. And I know this sounds crazy, but a lot of women feel like I feel, right? So I need the women to chime in on this. So, okay, for example, it doesn't matter if I'm in a car and even if I'm driving, right? It doesn't matter who's paying for it, so to speak. But I think I have a problem when I see a man sitting in a car and a woman's out there pumping her gas. That is a pet peeve of mine. It's a pet
Okay. Well, then we go into chivalry, where things that are
peeve. Sure.
gentlemen,
Yes,
a gentleman.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But that should just be 101, right? Like, so that's two things. Another thing, someone who takes themselves way too serious, right? Who doesn't know how to laugh and have a good time. Because I'm kind of a goofball, and I like to laugh and have a good time. And you can somebody could be too serious to the point where it's like, okay, that's kind of boring.
Right, right.
Right?
No, I get you. I get you. All right.
Yeah.
So you want a man who's a gentleman.
A gentleman.
I mean, you want a man that you just like a man who's not a gentleman, basically. That
Yeah.
one who takes himself too serious, and one
Mhm.
who's kind of cocky with it and talks about
Yeah.
himself all the time. All
Yeah.
right,
No,
okay.
no narcissist allowed. No
No, no,
narcissist.
none of
No.
the sis. Okay, cool. All right. So here's a good one. Respect, honesty, trust. If you had to take one of those away from your relationship and you think it would still survive, which one would you take away? Respect, honesty, and trust.
I don't think you can take any one of those away and a relationship would survive.
Here's the question.
But if I'm forced to choose one,
Yeah, I'm not forcing you, but yes, I would like to see yes.
if I'm forced to choose, I don't think a relationship could survive without those three components. But I would say honesty.
Okay.
I would say honesty. If I had to choose one, I would say honesty because let me tell you why. If you want to hear my why. So
It's your platform. Go ahead.
I say that because there are times people withhold the whole truth because an omission is really a lie, right? So I would say that if you withhold something, that is not being honest.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know.
yes.
I don't know about that one. In my opinion, like if I don't tell you something, I'm lying to you.
I think that it depends on what it is.
If you ask me a question and I withhold it, or what if I just say, well, I don't think it's relevant? You know what I mean?
Well, that's subjective because
Right.
maybe something's not relevant to you, but if you run into an old girlfriend and you go out to dinner with her and you omit that from me, then is that a lie?
No,
That's not being honest though about it either. If you choose not to tell me, why would I inadvertently say, "Hey, did you run into an ex-girlfriend and did you go out to dinner with
well,
her?"
if you said that, then I know you know something. Then I'll be like, oh yeah, I was going to tell you later on. I was going to tell you later after dinner. But
Mm,
if we're getting to know each other, or we're in that situation where we're going forward, and there's
mhm.
things in my history that I don't feel. Why is your subjective more important than my subjective? If I say I don't think that's relevant, but you think it is, so I need to tell you. If I don't tell you, I'm lying.
Didn't say it was more important, but it would be good to know because that's on the borderlines of honesty. It is. It is absolutely. So if I had to forego one, I would say that would be the one that I would forego, right? Because maybe it's not as important because respect is non-negotiable.
Right.
And yeah, 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 yeah. So
So we could go on, but I just again because we've had this conversation, not us, but on other platforms. Some other people have been on. I just think there are some things, especially if it's something that's relevant to it could damage your relationship. I'm
yeah.
all for it. But if I feel it's something like women tend to ask men, when was the last time you were intimate? Okay, well, why is that important? Am I lying to you if I don't tell you?
I wouldn't ask that
I'm
question.
just using that as an example. Yeah, there's certain things that I might feel like it doesn't matter in a past
Yeah.
relationship. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I'm trying to build something new with you.
Does it matter to a man?
It well, if I'm not telling you for the relationship, it don't matter. No, it don't matter to me.
Okay. Okay, I'm just
Because
asking.
if I wouldn't, I'm just talking for me, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't I don't need to know certain things about you. I would want to know the things that are relevant to us that could possibly come some financial stuff, some health stuff, those kind of
Yeah.
things. I don't need to know all that frivolous thing, those things that are
Yeah.
just not really major. But you okay, I got your point. You think if someone doesn't tell you something that they're not being honest with you. All right, okay. All
Mhm.
right. So you took trust out. That's cool. That's smooth. All right. If a genie rolled up and fell out of a liquor bottle on the streets of DC, And you kicked the bottle, and the genie came out and said, "You have one wish for the perfect relationship. I'm going to grant you this one wish that'll give you the perfect relationship. What would that wish be?"
Oh my gosh, the perfect relationship.
I know. I go deep here, Les. I go deep sometimes.
I see you going in. Um, dang, that's something to think about. I mean, a perfect relationship
Yeah, let's just say there was a such thing as a
as perfect as it could be.
no, this is a wish. It's a genie. This is,
The genie. Oh, I get whatever I want. Oh my gosh.
what would be your wish to make the relationship perfect?
That's a good question.
I tried. I tried.
That's a real good question. I wasn't ready for that one. It would be probably a compilation of a couple of men rolled up into one.
Oh, okay. Give us an example. That's cute.
So it would be I take some of Barack. I would take some of some of Denzel, some of Sidney Poitier. Like I would just take a bunch of good men and kind of ball them up together and take little bits and pieces from them and
Like
just
like a Mr. Potato Head. Like a Mr. Potato Head man. Okay, I'll do it. I'll take it. It was your wish. It was your wish.
It's my wish. I would just take a bit. Oh, give me his intelligence. Give me his humor. Give me his swag. Give me this.
Right.
Just pick and.
Right. Okay, that's a good answer. No one has ever been that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not been creative. Not been that creative. They struggle with it. They go, "Oh no, I would want." They get okay, but that was good. That was a good one.
Just makeshift. Make a man.
What advice would you give women about their romance if they're having problems with intimacy? If you could just tell women something that you might have, something you might have learned to help them out with their physical love.
I think sex is very important in a relationship. I don't think it's everything, but I do think it's important. I think that women should not withhold sex as a weapon. I think that is not a good thing. I think that it's important to be intimate, and that doesn't necessarily mean sex, right? It could mean like just cuddling, holding hands, kissing. It could mean a lot of things, but I think that we as women, need to show our man affection. And I'm not saying it doesn't go both ways, but from my perspective, I think it's important to feed into that. Even when it's not convenient, let's say that, right? Even when it's not convenient, it's you have to put that effort in. You have to just put it in. I understand you're tired, but
Right.
sometimes you gotta go an extra mile. That's with anything, right? If you're gonna whatever you put in, you're gonna get back. So you do have to sometimes it's not always convenient, but you do have to put that time in. You have to.
I just want to tell you that amen, sister, was from way back when you said something. I just felt like this was the right spot to put that in. It was way back in the conversation.
Okay,
But
amen.
amen, sister.
But it's
Okay.
true.
It
But
is
it's
true.
true. Like I was in a relationship, and I always made that a priority. We didn't work out, but that's not the reason why. But I always made that a priority because I thought it was important. I thought it was very important. And there were times that I was just like tired, but I never I gave that effort. Yeah.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. You don't see me, but I'm writing that down too. Good.
Okay.
All right. So since you gave the women advice on any tip, give men advice. What would you tell them if they're having difficulties doing the right things as far as dating is concerned?
Um, I think men are a little bit more simple. I think they just want I would say that a woman always wants to feel like she's heard. So as long as a woman feels like she's heard, you in there, brother. You in there. because we may talk and and men, we're different creatures, absolutely, but if a woman feels like she's heard and she's understood,
Okay, so you're telling us to listen
to
and
listen,
and
to
try to
listen,
understand because we're
try to
not really going to understand you all the time, but
it's
try to
okay. It's
right.
okay, but at least if you're showing the effort that you're attempting to understand, that means the world to us. It means something. It does. It really does.
Okay, I'm with it.
Really
That's
does.
very good advice. Very good advice. Okay.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do because this is around the time of the show when we're running down on time. But very
Mhm.
good so far. You look like you were kind of shaky on a couple of things, not shaky like you didn't know, but you was thinking a lot. But you had me in the first part of the second half. You was just just knocking them off. But then I hit you with where you're like, wait a minute, I didn't
Oh,
expect
the
that.
bill demand. The bill demand. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, so you're doing well. But now here we go. This is going to be the game that we play.
Okay.
This is the game of the show.
Do I
This is
need my wine for this?
take a sip. Go ahead, take a sip. It's all right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's no problem. You good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. All right. This is called favorite sevens. I'm just gonna say something, and you give me your favorite.
Okay.
All right. All right. Number one, favorite food.
Italian.
All right. Favorite song all time.
Oh man, that's a hard one. Um, anything Luther?
I mean, I'll take that answer. I can take
Anything
that.
Luther? Luther's a crooner. I love Luther.
All right. I got you. Favorite all time movie.
Oh wow. Um, that's a hard one. I have a couple.
Got to pick one. Got to pick one. Well, I'll
Just
give you a
one?
one and one A. You can pick. You did two of them.
Are we gonna do time frames? Like, you know
Ah,
what I'm saying?
favorite movie of all time. You don't
Oh,
make it.
that's kind of hard. That is really difficult. That is so difficult. I'm a hopeless romantic.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pick this not to say all time. I mean, that's really difficult because there's different genre of
Yeah.
decades of stuff that I like.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Again, I will give you on this the question. If the movie comes on the television, no matter where it is in the movie, you will sit and watch that movie, even if it's 10
Love
minutes long.
Jones. Love
Thank you. You
Jones.
see what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Love
talking about.
Jones.
Okay.
But there's a few other movies that I would do like that too.
Don't bust your brain. This is really easy. Favorite
Love
sevens,
Jones.
not
Love
favorite
Jones.
12s, Les. Favorite
Love
sevens.
that.
All
Love
right.
Love Jones.
Love favorite book you've ever read.
The Alchemist.
Ah, that came up on the show that I'm watching now. Denise and Smoke like that show too, The Blacklist. The
Mhm.
Alchemist. That's a okay. All right,
Yeah,
I might have,
I've read it a few times. And every time I read it, I get something from it. So
yeah.
I can reread it on occasions to, yeah, love the book. But okay, I love that book. I do love that
All
book.
right, give me the other one.
My favorite author is James Baldwin.
Okay. All right,
Hands
that's fine. Look, I'm very flexible. I'm trying to understand you. Remember, I'm listening to you, and I'm trying to understand you as a woman, sister. So I'm,
I'm,
I'm trying to go
I'm a
there.
little complex, but
All
yeah.
right, we can work with it. Work with it. Favorite vacation spot.
Oh, that I've been to, I would say Greece. Love Greece. Greece was amazing. Loved it.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Favorite all-time TV show.
Wow. I would say the Cosby Show. I think the Cosby Show hit Black Americans so different, and it allowed us to see a myriad of things from our perspective growing up, our parents' perspective. I think Cosby was an amazing show. I have to say that. Plus, I'm a little partial. My cousins used to do the makeup for the show, but I would say the Cosby Show.
All right. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Favorite time of the day in the 24-hour period for lovemaking.
Anytime.
favorite HBCU?
I'm gonna have to rep because I got people that go there. Howard University,
Why did
HU,
I think? Why did I think that that was going to happen?
Howard,
Regardless of your explanation, why did I think that?
HU. I'm sorry, I got to rep for them. Mhm.
Oh, okay, there's no problem. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for
I
you.
mean, I went to Maryland, but
Right. That's what I was going to say. That's why I didn't say just total overall.
but
You know.
HU, yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right. That's so sweet. You represent your home.
yeah.
Uh, Les, with that answer, you are now off the romantic funny man's love seat. I appreciate you so
That
much.
was easy.
I didn't tell you it was going to be hard. I didn't say that.
Okay, no, you didn't.
No, you just expected that. See, it's
I
the build
did.
up.
I
It's the
did. I did.
psychological games that we play. I, I learned well. I had black parents. They taught me well. So,
They taught you well. They
but
taught
I,
you.
listen, it's been a minute since we've actually talked, and this has been wonderful. I thank you for taking the time out to come through and hang out with us all. And please, as we get ready to close it out, please let
Mhm.
them know again. I'm going to put up your information, but please tell them about the apparel site. I'm putting up the Project Safe Consultants LLC. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's producer Smoke. Way to go, Smoke. You pay attention. He popped that in there and tell him about the fashion one again.
Wokeaf.shop,
There we
please.
go. Right
Yeah,
there.
definitely. And thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I could come again and talk to you for hours because hey, we could get real with it, So hey,
Well, you know
ready.
what?
I
If this
stay ready.
wasn't, if I didn't have to keep this kind of clean for TV, I would have just. There was a nice thing you just said a few seconds ago in that little statement that I really appreciate. But tell them where they can follow you, and just leave a little message. You've been giving wonderful messages the whole show, but tell them where they can find you and
I'm
even.
on Instagram at Frasier1013. I'm on Facebook, Les Frasier. Um, yeah, I'm about to post some stuff on my platform about my businesses and everything, and Sankofa Apparel on Instagram. But so please, I will put everything in the chat. And this has been fun. It's been a lot of fun. And even though I'm under the weather, I still had such a great time. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
and I appreciate you still coming through. And we would have never known if you didn't say so because you're a trooper. You know, you laughed and you giggled and you joked and you made slide comments and you did all that. So I'm going to say you're welcome back anytime you want to without saying what I want to say. But
Okay.
you're welcome back anytime.
Well, yeah, and I gotta post your feed on my Instagram and on my platform so people can come to your show. And I'm definitely, make sure we check it out because it's important. It's important. It's fun to have good topics. Yeah.
Well, from the producer of the show, Tyreek, thank you, Les, for coming
Thanks,
through.
Tyree.
Thanks to all of you for showing up and showing out. Be safe. And that's about it, y'all. So, as I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And listen, I got to tell it. I just went out today and took a COVID test, rapid test, came back negative. Not because I'm feeling any kind of way, just
Yep.
because. Let's continue to be safe. We know what's
Yeah.
happening. If you're not going to be safe for yourself, be safe for me and Les. Because if you walk past us, you need to have your mask on. You
Yeah.
understand? So I thank you so much, Les. Again, from Lula May and Cornelius's baby boy, I'm Shawn Cornelius saying good night from After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Love you, Les. I'll talk to you again. You guys be
Bye,
safe.
baby. All right. Thank you.